Bonjour! What's up? Deanna's in the house. I decided to create another video. I haven't been able to keep up with the consistency of my videos as much as I would like to, but I wanted to keep things positive. So in the same spirit of when you cook a meal for your family, you want to have really good thoughts around that food. Or when you create some beadwork for someone, you want to have really good positive energy so that when you transfer that gift, it comes alive. So kind of same spirit. It's been super busy with a lot of different things. I'm learning things. There's some challenges that have come up, so I just wanted to keep things, have enough energy to actually create a video for you guys. So it's good to see you. It's good to be back. It's good to have viewers. I think I'm up to like 21 subscribers, so I appreciate it if you would encourage other Native people to subscribe to my page. That would be cool. I just want to start a conversation and connect with you guys, so that's the reason why I created this channel. So today I wanted to talk about the difference between a program and a network. So in my professional life, my responsibility is to basically help Native people become connected with one another. So that's one of my big, huge the responsibilities of my job. So one of the ways that I've done that is I invite Native leaders to come together so that they're basically sitting in a room with other Native leaders and sharing space, sharing food, sharing conversation. And what I found is that a lot of the time Native leaders get in that space and they can't wrap their minds around the fact that this is a network, which means that it's whatever they bring to the table. I think people are so conditioned to think in terms of programs that they're kind of looking to me and looking to the other facilitator for basically okay, what am I here for? What are your goals? And this sounds great. So I'm finding that people don't understand what that means. So let me kind of try to break it down from my perspective, and then hopefully this will start a conversation, and hopefully this will clarify a lot of what I do, so that when I come at you and invite you to a lot of these network cohorts, that you understand what I'm talking about, because it's not just a program. So we've been so colonized in our minds and our spirits and our hearts. We've actually been colonized to that deep level that we can't see our own strengths and our own inner gifts as assets sometimes. So rich white people, well, they're double white, but rich corporate white people, they know how to network very well, and they do it very well, and that's the reason why they're in power. So in order to keep us from networking with each other, they'll keep us very dependent on subsidies or grants or programs or initiatives or whatever they got going on for us to fight with each other, right? Keeping us very in a very dependent and weak state. These networks, this network, I'm going to say one freaking network because that's how I see it, gives us power. It returns the power back to us, and it makes us accountable. So in biology, a network is a self-sustaining, self-regulating organism. Okay, I always like to think of science stuff and using that for metaphors, or using science as a way to explain something to people, because it makes sense to me, because I'm such a freaking nerd, because I love science and it's the only way I can understand something sometimes. So in order to regain our power, we have to think outside of programs. We have to think outside of grants. We have to think outside of deadlines or you know, like, okay, who are we looking to for our power? Okay, what's your agenda? This is about us. Indigenous people for thousands of years knew how to network. One example I want to give you guys is when y'all go to powwows. Okay, so you think of the drummers. Drummers have been doing that for years, right? So they've been going to all the powwows. They're champion singers. They know the dancers. They know weird chicken dancers, or like, oh, those are Haudenosaunees, and they've been all across the country, and they know, right? Because they've been doing that for a long time, and they know how to network. They know the arena directors, they know the MCs, they know the people who organize powwows, because they're networked. That's a way that you guys that naturally network. We have the power to network with one another. So when I see somebody who I talk to, and they're amazing in public health stuff, but they also talk about culture. And then I know this other person who's like into lacrosse and like does this like sacred tobacco thing, and they don't know each other. Man, I swear to God, I just see them connecting, and I see them working on something amazing. And at that point, you guys, there's no funds or any organization or any government that has any control over them, because they're creating synergy. They're like creating something together. That's what this network is. So my challenge to you guys at this point is to break out of colonized thinking. Break out of the fact that once I change my thinking, well, not break out of that. Anyway, but I'm just saying, I'm challenging you guys to see the connection between people. And I know that's going to be a little challenging for some of our community members, because we're so traumatized and colonized that any little tiny touch of anything offensive will bring out freaking hundreds of years of trauma. So gotta tread lightly. But I feel that we have enough healthy, amazing Native leaders in our communities to create this beautiful network. So I wanted to clear that up, because I was like super stressed out, because they're like, oh, your initiative sounds very cool, or your program, and I'm like, dude, it's not a program. It's not like, oh, it's not, they don't have 3-year goals or whatever. This is a self-regulating organism. Think of the spider web. Think of when you create that connection, or like anything in biology that would be able to show you the connection, like stars or constellations or anything, any reason, any way for you to see that we are all connected. So my challenge to you is to bust out of the colonized thinking, and also to connect with one other Native person that you have not met before, and create a connection, and acknowledge the fact that there's a network there. So that's my challenge to you. I'm going to be posting the hell out of this video on social media, and I'm going to be sharing it. So I encourage you guys to encourage other people to subscribe to this channel, as well as meeting one other Native person that you never met before that have similar interests as you, and acknowledge the network. Because, bro, I'm telling you, man, it's not a program. It's not a freaking program. It's not none of that stuff. It's all about what we bring, son. That's beautiful, man. That's we're sovereign if we do that. If we become like